It's in the palm of my hands. When will we realize that we'll turn out fine?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 4 of the NFL and our 4th episode here on Across Enemy Lines. Johnny Samp, Green Bay Packer fan, of course, and Cory Sparks, Mr. Bears. As Cory loves his Bears, those little Bears, just sneaking away this weekend.
Oh, they won, yeah. We got the same record.
Same record, different kind of ball games. But if you're looking to stay with this channel and keeping up with us, you got to make sure to like and subscribe our channel. We're always looking for new audience viewers. We plan to have an episode with an audience members, right, Mr. Sparks?
Yeah, we will be getting you guys involved very soon. And if you have seen our episodes before, you already know this. If you haven't, welcome to this one. You'll see we love getting our audience involved. We put a ton of your comments up on the screen and just interact with you guys. So it should be a good time.
All right, so let's get right down to it. We're going to start it off here. We're going to start off a little baseball, actually, and talk about Aaron Judge. He's had a pretty good week. Not really. He was struggling for a long time there, trying to swing that bat and hit that ball. And it's a tough game, It's one of the toughest, they say, as the ball is traveling at 90 plus miles an hour, and you're trying to hit it with I don't even know how big of a bat, but you know what I mean. It's not your old backyard wiffle ball. He did manage to hit number 61, and that was a big achievement for him, obviously. Leading the AL home run list, or tied.
Yeah, I know he just passed up Ruth, and then 61 was a big milestone too. So I know you said like it's a hard game, right, Johnny? He's seeing it like a beach ball right now. I mean, he's in line for the Triple Crown if he can keep it up.
He did have a period there where he went, I can't remember the exact number, but there was quite a few games where he went with home runless after hitting about 59. And then he couldn't find a home run to save his life, but he managed to break through and get past that barrier and hit number 61, which is quite an accomplishment here in the MLB season.
Yeah, absolutely. Judge has been on fire, and that's not the only milestone, as Albert Pujols just hit number 700. Not many players can say they've done that. And then the Cardinals clinched a playoff berth like 3-4 nights right after, which is pretty cool. So lots happening in baseball right now, especially related to home runs.
And home runs and the playoffs coming up. We'll have some coverage of that, but they haven't really started up yet. Teams are getting seeded, and some teams looking to fight for a wild card spot, but we'll have to see how things pan out towards the end of the season. Now let's go over to our favorite subjects, and that's football, of course. As we talk about college football here first, and this was a little bit of a questionable of a game. SF Austin versus Warner University, and that scoreboard read 98-0.
Should have never happened.
Is there a point where you say you just stop scoring?
It's
98's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I get being competitive and that sort of thing, but 98's a lot.
I don't think this game should have ever happened, Johnny. So, Johnny and I both go to the he went to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. I have 1 year left, and it's a high level, high tier Division III football program. They will play a Division II team once a year sometimes. They did it again this year, lost by a slim margin, 13-10. This game, SF Austin is a D1 football program. They're not Power 5 even, so I don't even want to imagine what would have happened if Warner played Alabama. So D1 in SF Austin. Warner University is NAIA. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it goes D1, D2, D3. Below all of that is NAIA competition, so it's not even NCAA. They had a D1 school play an NAIA school. So, Johnny, you're saying stop scoring. I feel like they put the third and fourth stringers in, and they were still better than the Warner University starters, which is sad, but that's the gap between Division I and NAIA, I think.
I think as a coach, I would just run clock, take knees.
Right. That's because they were running up the middle, and it didn't matter. They would just run through everyone.
Because just take the knee and just let them get away with what they have. 98-0, that seems a little bit of a too much for me.
It was on family night, too. It was on family night, so that's not very family friendly.
Just embarrassing. No, that's just embarrassing. That's like the Packers playing the Bears.
Okay, that's never happened. That's never 98. Okay. All right.
That's never happened. Oh, you better get ready.
Week, what is it?
Oh,
Week. It's towards the end of the year in Lambeau. Maybe we'll go to that. We'll see. I don't know if I want to pay
it'll
money
be
to
in
do that.
Soldier Field. Won't it?
Oh yeah,
Already played in
it
Lambeau.
was already in Lambeau. Yeah, I definitely don't want to drive all the way down there for that. Maybe I will.
Yeah, of
We'll see.
course you don't, because you know what? Packers, go Pack, go, baby. I got my Belichick sweatshirt on. My Belichick Packers sweatshirt. Kind of my ratty
I was gonna
old,
say you gotta you gotta specify there.
ratty old Belichick Packers sweatshirt because it's not very nice of a sweatshirt. It's got the cut that he usually likes, like with the neck. Usually, I mean, you got to rip it a little bit more probably. I haven't done that, but it's very plain. It just says Green Bay Packers on it. Nothing flashy. Because the Packers got Belichick this week, baby.
Oh, that's a good connection there. Also, I want to bring this up. The guy over your shoulder, Mr. Rogers. Where did you get
Oh,
that thing
Mr.
from?
Rogers. Oh, I got him from the finest little vintage shop in Green Bay, Wisconsin, of course. And it's called Wonderland Vintage Market. And they sell lots of memorabilia there. Great people. Met Sean. Go talk to Sean if you haven't met him. Oh, they got lots of little tidbits and good finds. Bought Mr. Rogers. He was sitting at front of the store all decorated, and I said, I'll take him. Got him for $55. Pretty good deal. And shook on it. And now I hope to keep buying stuff from there so that I can add to my background. I want to get a John Daly cardboard cutout, like a young
Oh
John
my
Daly.
goodness, the legend
But
himself.
that would be so expensive, I think.
A John Daly cutout, that would be something. You said they've got Bears memorabilia too, so maybe I'll have to drive up there and get my
They
own
had a
backdrop.
Dick Buckus sign, and they had a couple pennants and that sort of thing. But yeah, as we work on our backdrops, we're always looking for stuff. If any of the fans would like to see their stuff on here, you can donate it to us, or we'll buy it off you if it's a fair enough price.
What do you think, Johnny? A 2010 NFC North champions banner right there. Right there.
And then Super Bowl champions
No,
right next to it.
that's not going to be in my backdrop. You could put that wherever you want.
You should probably get the see if you can't find yourself a nice Bears sweater to wear.
That's true.
Like the Mike Ditka Bears sweater.
Oh, like the old. Ooh, I'll have to take a look for that one. If anybody has any suggestions, this is probably a stretch, but if you know any places that would have old like vintage sweaters like that, please let us know, because that's definitely an investment.
That would be really cool. I would respect that.
Yeah.
There was a shop in the mall in Green Bay that made like replicas of it.
Okay.
They had the Packer one. I didn't buy it. I bought a Blackhawks one, Chicago Blackhawks, because I do like them.
There you go.
And I bought that instead. But I don't know if they're still around at the mall. But I could check, and if they got something, I could buy you something Sparks for Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
Ooh.
See me and Johnny.
Christmas.
We shake hands at the end of the day. We've said this before. That's very nice of you.
We don't hold grudges on each other.
Yeah, we're not giving each other coal for the holidays.
Oh, coal? It wouldn't be coal. It'd be a loss, baby.
Oh,
a loss.
There we go.
There it is. My Packers. Yeah, go Pack, go. They beat the Bucks 14-12. What a game. What a game indeed. Rodgers played good in the first half, kind of stalled out in the second half. Defense came up real big in that one on both sides, but the Packers defense managed to prevail with a Devondre Campbell tip on the 2-point conversion and sent Tom Brady back home with a loss, and something he doesn't see too much of.
Yeah, how nervous were you on that last drive when they just got closer and closer to the end zone?
The thing was, we were playing a perfect game until Jones fumbled it on his out route, on his slant back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dominoes started falling from there because the humidity started getting to the ball. And, obviously Tampa's in a tough situation right now where they're getting hammered with Hurricane Ian, but that humidity prior to the game, during the game, and prior to the storm was so outrageous. I think you saw Lazard puking on the sideline.
That was
heat
bad.
Stroke.
Yeah.
And it was what it was. It wasn't an ideal place to play. Both sides were struggling to hold the ball. And I think that was a lot because of the humidity with the storm coming. And they were talking about it on the broadcast and just trying to, like right now in Green Bay, it's chilly. It's 30 or it's 40 degrees, 45, maybe 50, low 50s. And it's a big change for those players in the green and gold. just handling the ball, getting an understanding for how the humidity is going to impact the game, and it definitely did. But I'm glad the Packers came out with it in pretty good fashion, at least with a team win, I would say. And the defense really stepping up. And defense, hey, like I said, week one, they looked top two in that game. They looked phenomenal. They were an absolute studs. It was a brick wall, and I can't give enough credit to them because they deserve it.
Yeah, they did great, and they've battled some injuries early on. I know Jair Alexander's questionable for this upcoming week, but I remember seeing the temperature for that game, Johnny, and it was in the triple digits. It might have been the heat index, but they were showing some type of measurement of temperature there. I'm not sure if it was the actual or, with the humidity, it feels a lot hotter. It was over 100, and that was making it tough on everybody, I'm sure. But Tampa Bay's obviously more used to playing in 80, 90-degree weather in the early weeks because that's just where they live, right?
Yep. And, the Packers showed up. They played well. Defense had to help because offense eventually stalled out. And so this one critique that I have for Matt LaFleur is that I haven't seen him make a mid-game change of plans, like how they're going to run the offense. Went heavy on the run, which was good. Don't tell me, it's nothing wrong with that. They're heavy on the run, then the run started to slow down. We went to the pass a little bit, and then call it, say, halftime, second quarter or second half. We were, it was just molasses out there, and we were slowing down, and Tampa Bay was starting to turn up. But our defense managed to come out and play a little ball, and they played really well in that second half to save us. But I haven't seen Matt LaFleur change that game plan, which I would like to see. Because sometimes when you get caught in a situation where plan A doesn't go right, I'd like to see him go to plan B and see that go right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just make some adjustments in the middle of the game, especially when you've got, halftime's like 20, 30 minutes for the NFL to actually think about it. I think it's more on the side of 20. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's tough with him, right? Because you still have a developing receiving core. Lazard was out for about the first game plus, and he's been fighting a hamstring injury here and there, among other things. Dobbs, though, Romeo Dobbs is somebody who I think is really coming into his own. We're only 3 weeks in, and he already had 70, 80 plus.
I told you he
yards.
was good in preseason.
Yeah, he's solid. He's very solid.
Good. But we'll move on to your Bears. We'll let you talk about that game.
The Bears won. We are 2-1. We only lose against the Packers. That's something me and Johnny can both agree on right now at this very moment. And they play the Giants this week.
Forever and ever.
Yeah,
forever
only
and
to the Packers. I'll win every other game and lose that twice a year.
It's 2 free wins every year.
2 free wins. Okay. Well, lately it has been. I'm going to look this up, and we will be getting social media accounts active very soon, folks. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll probably do the basic 3 and see where we go from there. I'm going to look this up and post it on probably all of them. I wonder what their record is since we were born. We'll go with you because you're a year older. I imagine it's Green Bay by a significant amount because the last decade they've dominated. But
I had Favre. I was born in Favre, beginning of Favre era.
Yeah, I was like
Not
middle
beginning,
Favre.
But
yeah.
Earlier Favre.
Mm-hmm.
After go ahead. Talk about your Bears.
I'm curious, but yeah, Bears won 23-20. I released a video against the Texans, against Lovie Smith, the coach we had the last time we won a playoff game.
He had a good beard going in that one.
Yeah, it's stress. He's gray as well. He's had to coach the Bears and then
white.
Illini he had some trouble with, although he kind of revived that program. Yeah, some white. Justin Fields did not look good. And if you look at a short in our channel, we'll be doing 2 to 3 shorts a week, just, quick snippets of different concepts. I'll probably do something with Jordan Love. We'll talk about different things with the rivalry. We'll go off topic, as we're going to do today, and talk about a fan debate that we'll be having with food, which I'm very excited to bring up.
Don't blow it yet.
Yeah, I won't blow it yet. But I'm very worried about Fields. 2 picks. He was flirting with that 50% completion percentage line, and I believe he lost that battle towards the end. And the picks, it's not like it's being tipped off somebody's hands. I know a lot of people want to blame the wide receiving core. Cole Kmet was wide open on a seam up the middle, and Fields overthrew him right into the breadbasket of a safety. And yes, Houston has a relatively decent defense, but when you're missing wide open throws like that, that's not even credit to the other team. You're throwing it right to them. The other one wasn't anything I was a big fan of either. He hates just fundamentally shifting that weight from the back foot to the front foot. He loves to throw off platform even when he doesn't have to. Goes through his first progression, looks around, panics and runs. I need to see him slide up in the pocket. It's funny, I'm complaining about all this, and they won, right? Huge credit to Roquan Smith. He had a game-sealing pick at the end of the game.
Oh, they beat the Texans.
Yeah, they beat the Texans, and they're 2-1, and they're at the top of the division.
You should beat the Texans.
Top of the division right now with the Packers.
I could put a bar league team together, and I think we would compete with the Texans.
I don't know about that. I like Davis Mills a lot, actually. He just needs some help. But yeah, 23-20. Defense definitely carried. Roquan Smith, please extend Roquan Smith. I doubt any executives are listening to this, but how are you not extending?
They didn't even want to play with them this year.
Apparently they didn't, and then there was some negotiations, and he's riding this year out, kind of doing the Lamar Jackson thing, where he's just playing out the last year of his contract. But I won't get you going on Lamar, but yeah,
we could talk about him. We could talk about him.
Defense is huge. That's the only reason that the Bears have the record they have right now. They run the ball 66% of the time. I have never seen that. Their pass percentage is 34 right now. The entire league is like 50% and then over. The Bears run the ball more than anyone I've ever seen.
There's the Bears playing Pop Warner football.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert filled in for David Montgomery after his ankle injury early on in the game. Absolute beast. He has been our running back 2 the whole year. He gets starting time for 3+ quarters, and now he is 8th in the league in terms of fantasy running backs for the whole year so far. Khalil Herbert's an absolute beast. If you watch any tape on him, Johnny, he's huge. Out of Virginia Tech, super hard to tackle. We didn't use him too much against Green Bay, but I mean, if Monty keeps getting hurt, that's the future. So there's my rant / I guess celebration. Yes, it is the Texans, but I'll take any wins where I can get them.
Yeah, you will.
Yep.
Just bottom of the barrel, scraping the gum off the bottom of the.
Goodness gracious.
Scraping the gum off the bottom of the table, Texans. And he's happy. I'm glad you're happy. You know, Sparks, it's good to see a smile.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't get to see that much during the season. A lot of frowny faces and a lot of upset.
Smiling through the pain.
Just the fact that you're questioning Justin Fields. Justin Fields is your guy, man.
That's the big question, right? Is he our guy? We're in year 2.
Is he your guy?
I think it's still too early.
Facial expression.
I think it's too early to say whether he truly is or isn't, but he's showing things.
You got to cash in at this point.
What do you mean cash in? What?
Put the poker chips in on him or pull him out. Don't.
Oh, we put our chips in on him when we traded up for him in the draft, Johnny.
The
get
chips
that.
We traded for Jordan Love.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something. That's kind of something we wanted to talk about on here as well. Is who do we think the Bears and Packers quarterbacks are going to be 5 years from now? That I put that in the thumbnail for today, so let's definitely acknowledge that. For me, I don't think it's Justin Fields. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, they're probably gonna. Are you kidding me, dude? He looks horrible. I hope it's Justin Fields.
He looks. I thought he looked terrible from the draft.
Yeah, he looked really good in college. But when you're
Ohio State quarterback again.
When you have All-American wide receivers and a great O-line, you really don't have to read defenses. You kind of just watch your guys get open and go, oh, I'll pick that one. That's especially the case with Ohio State. But Alabama, the same thing happens, and look who we have in the NFL now. We've got Mac Jones starting. We've got Tua. There's some people hating on him, but he's doing a heck of a lot better than Justin Fields. So, yeah, I don't know if it's Fields. I think maybe they go after somebody in free agency because they've just been absolutely being duds in the draft. So 5 years from now, I'm going to say Bears go after somebody in free agency.
Well, hold back on duds. Mitchell Trubisky's not looking too terrible.
No.
He's over in Pittsburgh.
But when he's like the second best quarterback of your entire franchise history, I would say we are dud-driven.
You guys have a lot of duds.
So you guys have an interesting predicament here. Jordan Love entering year 3. Year 4 is the last year of his rookie contract, and then they can tag or do something beyond that. Do you think they ride it out? Rodgers is extended through that contract, might I add. Do they ride it out? Do they trade him and try and get some value out of him? Where do you think the Packers go? 2027, who's the QB?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Rodgers is gonna make it all the way to 2027, or he'll hopefully play out his contract. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to totally fulfill. If he may leave early, we'll have to see. I do not know his plans. Obviously, he's kind of flows with the wind.
He's a little elusive, and it just does what he does.
Does what he does, but he does a lot of magic too.
Yeah.
So but what I think the Packers are going to do, they're going to pick up some guy that nobody knows. Nobody's heard of. Probably an underrated guy, kind of like a Brett Favre. and just make him something. The Packers we just breed it in Green Bay. It's in the water here. So once we pick somebody up, we put him on the team, tell him how to play the game a little bit, and we send him on his way because we're gonna win another Super Bowl, baby, Super Bowl. And we're gonna find a way to make something happen. Corey Sparks, I know you don't want to hear that.
Delusion.
Delusional but confident.
Confident. Those things could be the same thing, but
But in all seriousness, I don't know. Maybe Jordan Love takes over, and we move towards our running backs a little bit more, and try to become a more run-heavy offense and a pass-heavy. But as a Packer fan, you got to think you always have hope that there's somebody on the next step, because even when Favre left and had Rodgers, he wasn't the greatest.
He developed.
He was developing, but the other thing is that was a Ted Thompson pick, and we no longer have Ted Thompson's because Ted, he made a lot of mistakes, but he also found a lot of good quarterbacks. So I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah,
because he found 2 Hall of Famers in the brush. And, he was supposed to go number 1, but he went number 26 in the draft.
Yeah, he fell. It was him and Alex Smith.
Smith. Yep, because of Alex Smith. And he managed to find a little nugget of gold, and I hope we'll find another one again. Maybe a cheese curd, we could call it.
Oh, God.
Because those are the golden nuggets of Green Bay.
Oh gosh, I've been other places, Johnny, and cheese curds just aren't a thing. It's hilarious. It's only.
Well, think about it. It's deep fried cheese.
Yeah, right. And then we look at other places when they fry things, and we're like, oh, what the heck? But that's our Wisconsin thing. We just fry balls of cheese. It's good though.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it. Have you had a cheese curd?
Yeah, no. Culver's is solid. What is it? Milwaukee Burger has ones that are huge.
DQs are phenomenal.
Really?
Actually,
okay.
You go to the distillery in Green Bay, right by Lambeau Field. It's called the Distillery. They have a cheese curd burger. Awesome.
Interesting. I want to try
Sparks,
that.
we're gonna have to go tailgate a game.
Oh yeah.
And sit there and eat our cheese curd burgers.
There we go. We'll just could have an eating contest, right?
Well, we're gonna have an eating contest for our NFL Combine.
Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, yeah, that's something we're gonna be doing. We
got to talk about that real quick. We got to find a Lions fans, ladies and gentlemen. We need a Lions fan.
Yeah,
we're looking for one Lions fan. That's all. That's it. We just need one, and hopefully they're willing to participate in a fun combine, both athletic and cultural combine, the tailgate kind of experience. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna tell you all what I have planned for the combine, but it should be pretty funny and great content. We hope that we can find a Lions fan, even if you're not. I have an old Calvin Johnson jersey, and you can wear that.
Just be a stand-in. Just tolerate it
because
for a day.
we can't find one.
Yeah, after they blew that lead to the Vikings, we definitely can't find one.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about that.
They had it the entire game. They could be 3-0.
They Detroited that game in the most Detroit way they possibly could. Let's blow a tire. Let's blow a tire with a few minutes left.
Well, Jeff Okudah, their number 1 cornerback, completely shut down Justin Jefferson. And if you're watching the Vikings offense, you're like, oh, that's the issue. It's him and Delvin. Delvin wasn't doing anything insane. Then it's Adam Thielen who comes back. Then it's KJ Osborne. It's just the Lions, now they're not losing. They're not just losing. They're going up 2-3 possessions, and then they're allowing just every possible comeback. They're turning more and more into the Falcons. It's ooh, this offense is fun, but their defense can't stop anything.
Oh, what they turn into is this team that goes up, looks good, looks sharp, and then come down to the wire. Let's finish it up, wrap up the present, tie it up. Nope, they unwrap it, and they open up the present before
they throw
Christmas
it down the stairs.
Yep. Because I don't know what is with the Lions, but had to beat the Vikings. That's what everybody in the North wanted to see.
You wanted that,
the Lions beat the Vikings. Just beat the Vikings. Nobody likes the Vikings.
Well, now it's a 3-way tie at the top. It's Vikings, Packers, and Bears at 2-1.
Oh, let's take out Bears. They're there.
Why? They have the same amount of wins.
Oh, because against the Texans
and the 49ers, yes. You know a lot about beating the 49ers, don't you?
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Yeah.
He's heating up.
Sorry.
He's heating
Sorry,
up,
guys.
ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
early.
Sometimes you got to get him going a little bit.
It's early.
Got to get him going a little bit.
Got to save some juice for later.
Save some juice for later. Let's talk about the games this week. The Packers, they got Bill Belichick and the Patriots coming to the town in what should be a fun one. I think, as much as I like to say Belichick and his Patriots team is what they are, what they used to be, I don't know if they're there. It'll still be a good game. Score prediction wise, especially if Mac Jones doesn't play because he has that
He's
high
doubtful.
ankle sprain.
Yep, doubtful. So it's Brian Hoyer time.
Oh, yeah, Brian Hoyer. How long has he been in the league?
He's been on the Patriots like 4 different times. It's hilarious. He just leaves and then comes back. It's like a interesting relationship.
He's kind of circled around the NFL. He's been a
Bear. We've had everyone at quarterback.
Who hasn't that been thrown away?
That's true. Ouch.
Ouch. He just tucks his tail and says, ouch. All right, let's talk about it. A little bit of score prediction. Belichick's going to put up a competitive defense, I would think. They haven't been real great, but the offense is just not there, I don't think. I think a lot of confidence has been lost, and without Mac Jones, playing under center, I think that's going to be even more detrimental. But I do not want my Packers to take their foot off the gas, because as soon as you give Belichick life and his team life, they take advantage of it. So, score prediction here. I'll be a heavy run game for the Packers again. Trying to set up the pass a little bit, play action pass. But score prediction wise, I like to be generous because I like to think of both sides. And I guess I'm going to go 28-17.
All right. You're giving him 17. Yeah, it's probably going to be Brian Hoyer. And I looked it up earlier. The Patriots run the ball more than all teams but 9. So they're a very run-heavy team. They rely heavily on Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris. But without Mac Jones, I think they're going to go even more run-heavy. And
becomes one-dimensional.
Yeah. So what are the Packers going to do, right? They're going to load the box. It's going to be 5, 6, 7, rushing up the middle, just daring Brian Hoyer to throw down the field, and that's when Jair Alexander comes in and picks one off. That's when Eric Stokes comes in and picks one off. I think you're going to
Rasul Douglas?
Yeah, Rasul Douglas, who's been huge, right? That was a huge pickup last year. He's been great. Devondre Campbell up the middle. Yeah, Rashawn Gary. I think you're just going to see so much pressure that it's going to be Belichick going, nope, we're running it, arms folded, head tucked in his hood, and then after about a quarter and a half, he's going to go, fine, we have to let loose. We're down a couple possessions. And then the turnovers will happen. So I'm going to say, yeah.
But when he pops on the hood,
the Jedi,
it's Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Over on the sideline.
So I'm going to say 27-10 Packers. I really don't think the New England Patriots get anything going on offense this week.
I certainly hope not, but we'll have to see. I never question Belichick. That's the one person I never question because he has too much of a repertoire to hit you when you're not looking.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, well, everything goes down to the drain. But Sparks, your Bears play the Giants. Giants coming off a tough loss to the Cowboys. But nonetheless.
I was like, how happy is he going to say this that the Cowboys won?
Oh, I don't like the Cowboys.
No, I know. I was like, is he really?
They annoy me. They annoy me.
Yeah.
Cowboys are the North of the Vikings, but I'll let you talk a little bit. Got to bring in the Vikings. Don't like the Vikings.
Cowboys
never
are
will.
The Vikings of the East. There you go. So Bears at Giants. I am a little worried for the Bears because Saquon Barkley is healthy and we're 3 weeks into the season. That's kind of a rarity. That's a foul joke, by the way, but they overuse him so much that he's constantly getting hurt early. He's the number 1 fantasy running back in the league right now for standard PPR, so he's obviously doing pretty well. They're going to lean heavily on him. You're not really going to let Daniel Jones make a whole lot of decisions in the game, especially when it comes to throwing down the field if you want to win.
He lost his top receiver.
Yeah, lost his top receiver as well. So I think it's going to be run heavy, and the Bears allow 4.9 yards a carry. So I think that it doesn't matter if it's run heavy. You're going to need guys like Roquan Smith to fill in the gaps and try and save the game. The offense is where I'm really interested. The Bears can't get by and just score 19, 17, 20 and try and win this if Barkley has the days that he's been having. They're going to have to put up a solid 23, 26, 27 points again. And I don't know if they're capable of doing that. It's going to be run versus run. leaning on Saquon Barkley, and then Chicago leans on David Montgomery or Khalil Herbert, whoever comes in, because both of them have been thriving this year. So I can't roll against them. I think Khalil Herbert, if he comes in, there's less tape on him. He actually has a better day than Montgomery would. So I'm going to say Bears 23-17. That's going to be close.
All right. Well, you're saying Bears.
Yeah.
I can't. Let me just check. Is this one in Chicago?
This is in New York. Yep, in New York at noon.
It's actually for Chicago. It's that 11 a.m. feeling.
Yeah.
No, it'll be the one.
Well, it'd be 1 for them. Yeah.
1.
But
yeah,
they're used to 1.
For them.
Yeah.
Time zones, man. Time zones throw me off.
Time zones are. I gotcha.
But nonetheless, Daniel Jones, not thrilled about him. Never have been. Never will be. Thought he was probably a mistake when they got him out of the draft. That was kind of a messy draft. Yeah. I believe he came from Duke, right?
Duke, yep.
And not a real football proud school. They're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But despite that, you run it with Saquon Barkley. The Bears, they do have a good defense. They have a solid defense. I won't say good, but solid.
Fair.
They're working on it. They got Roquan Smith. And I saw an interesting thing, and it's when Eddie Jackson gets a pick, the Bears are 12-0.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if that bell rings, because obviously Daniel Jones, not the most accurate passer,
Throw the ball, Daniel. Throw the ball.
Oh, you watch what you wish for. He might go right over the top of you and
score. Never. He'll run by us.
Touchdown Giants.
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
But
hope I don't hear that.
The Giants of New York. The New York Football Giants. I think the score. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Okay.
Just a lot of run heavy, kind of churn and burn both sides with Saquon and, as you mentioned, Montgomery Herbert combo. But you know what? I'll give your Bears this one. I'll give them 17, and I'll give the Giants 10. I think your Bears win. Yep, there we go.
I thought for sure.
Frosted. No, I think the Bears got it.
No freaking way. Is it a full moon outside?
There's Jupiter was actually the closest it ever was for I believe that was Monday.
Well, either you're having a really good day or Jupiter's having some okay. I appreciate that. There we go.
I'm gonna be nice. We see we're not always enemies. We're
I
also
like
friends.
That. All right. I'm gonna send you a Bears jersey. That seems to be what's happening here.
That would make good bonfire starter, but
okay,
that's
all right.
about it.
That's where the line is drawn. All right.
Grill starter. Start my grill for the tailgate.
Oh, charcoal should be just fine. Don't do that. No, okay.
But then I got tainted. Then I got a tainted burger.
Yeah, do you really want a Jersey flavored burger?
Oh, it wouldn't be Jersey flavored. It would just have the Bears woven into it.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't want to put that in my system. Sounds like bad news to me.
Bad news Bears. There we go.
Bad news Bears. There we go. All right, Cory Sparks. We're having ourselves a day.
We are.
A little smile on his face because I gave him a little compliment. But let's talk about our next topic, the Raiders.
Oof.
The Raiders are supposed to be a great team this year. They're not. They look terrible. They're 0-3. Devontae is mad, but he's mad at us, and that's just fine. We're just messing with it because you know what, Devontae? Are we really mad that you left? We're upset. We're sad. But you wanted to go play with your buddy over in Las Vegas and have yourself some fun. And now it's not kind of panning out. And I don't blame Derek Carr. I blame defense.
Yeah.
But,
defense has been bad.
But it's as a Packers fans, you had a solid foundation. To stayed with it, maybe we could make something happen. But I'm okay with it because Rodgers is looking at other receivers now.
Yeah, I remember you saying, Johnny, you really hated towards the end of the year, especially in that 49ers game that ended their season. He just leaned so heavily on Adams. And why wouldn't you, right? One of the most talented wide receivers in the league. But when you're not spreading the ball around, you become predictable. You start to see those too high looks where one of the safeties is just staring at Devontae Adams going, this is my assignment. This is where the ball is going.
That's what it was, though. They lined him up, and Rodgers would try to jam it in there. And now he's forced to spread it around.
And it's working well. So I actually put some money on the Raiders to win their division this year. I put it wasn't a lot. I went to Vegas a couple months ago, actually, and I put some money on them, and I was going to win 4.5 times my money. that doesn't look too good right now because the West is really tough. I also put money on the Colts to win their division. That dream's not dead yet. They're half a game back from the Jaguars, who I won't get off topic. They're shocking. But yeah, it's weird seeing the only team in the NFL that is 0-3 be the Raiders, a team that made the playoffs last year, got who some were saying, myself included, the best wide receiver in the league, and now they have the worst record in the league. It's a weird look. It's a very weird look.
It's the want to play in a new town, want to be best friend. No, I don't think it's karma.
Okay.
We don't put karma on people as Packers fans. You just make sure they know when they return to Lambeau Field, they're going to hear it.
There you go.
But that's what we do. Usually they go to the Vikings and have a subpar career.
Greg Jennings, is that who we're thinking of here?
Greg Jennings, yep. Ryan Longwell,
Brett Favre.
The list goes on.
All right.
It's a number of them. But I think what the Raiders are doing right now is he had too high of expectations going into the season a little bit and doubted some of their divisional opponents and the opponents heading in early in the season. And they're 0-3 and they find themselves 0-3 and they're still trying to work out some kinks in that offense with the new receiver off to the side. And because it's not the same as college ball days. You're not rooming with them. You're not doing everything with them.
Right.
And it's a little bit different.
Do you think Derek Carr's suffering from what Aaron Rodgers kind of fell into the habit of, and that's relying so heavily on, keep in mind, this isn't just his best wide receiver. This was his college buddy. I think that's maybe a factor.
First I want to address one thing. That was week 1 when everybody was comparing the Packers receivers.
Yep.
To Devontae's stats. He had a great week 1 and it looked like classic Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, things have fallen down a little bit. The towers have collapsed. But I think Devontae is this too much a focused guy? No. I don't think he dragged I think he unconsciously takes focus away, but he doesn't need the focus. He isn't asking for the focus.
Right.
I seen him played a role position, like more of just a bait position before with Lazard. And I think if the Raiders can try to figure that out, because obviously Devontae's getting all the attention, and maybe go to Renfro or somebody else on the side.
Yeah, I mean, they've got good weapons.
But you know what I mean? He doesn't ask for the attention. He just gets it because he's such a good release point. He has such a good release point. And I think Carr's just got to learn what he has as weapons and what he needs to do. I think one thing that he has to learn is, how many points do I got to put up so my defense, to know that my defense is going to let up this many points? Because there's a lot of years that Rodgers did that, and he knew he had to put up 35 points in order to seemingly seem safe. The other team was going to get some points. They're going to run down, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I think Carr's just got a learning curve, and I think definitely, Devontae stepped up since he was in college. He's a different player than he was in college.
Oh, yeah.
He's a lot better. And I think, maybe it's some of the just coordination between the two. It's making sure they're on the same time and same route. Because when Devontae released the ball, dude, he's gone.
Oh, yeah. It's over.
When he takes his little jab step thing, he takes out most people. So. Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Just a bit of a learning curve for Carr. Maybe a little excitement. Oh, it's my old college buddy. But like you said, you got to use those other weapons. So now we've got week 3 thoughts overall. Did anything shock you? I've got one in the back of my mind, but I'll let you go first.
Oh, what shocked me? Bears got to win. No.
Wow. Thanks.
What shocked me is how weird this NFL season is. How unpredictable it is. I think there's a lot of games that, kind of have you shaking your head like, what is going on here? But no, not too much week 3 wise. I know you got something in the chamber. Better fire, Mr. Sparks.
Yeah, Chargers lose 38-10 to the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are that one, and you said right, unpredictable across the board. I thought the Lions should have won their game even before it started. I felt like they were a better team. They choked it. They Detroited it away. I like that you used it as a verb there. Yeah, I respected the Jaguars coming into this season, but they have been the number 1 overall pick for the last 2 years. But they've got Christian Kirk, they've
The
got Dan
last
Arnold.
10 years.
Yeah, the 10 years, right? I mean, they've just been struggling. They've got Kirk, they've got Marvin Jones, they've got Evan Ingram. Lawrence having a clean start. All that considered, no way did I see, even with Herbert being slightly hurt and having to get a cortisone
Well,
in
they
his
got
ribs.
Doug Peterson on the sideline.
They've
that
got
helps.
Doug Peterson. I did not expect them to win by 28. Did you know Doug Peterson, after getting 2 wins, he is the 5th winningest coach in Jaguars history with 2 wins?
Yeah, I did know that.
That's horrible.
That's all that. That's the Jaguars.
He tied Urban Meyer.
Remember when they had Maurice Jones-Drew?
Yeah.
And they wasted that talent forever?
He was
They had
solid.
Justin Blackman.
Yep.
They wasted him. I mean, he had other problems, but
Yeah.
that whole franchise just hasn't been able to find it. Cole Van Lannon, buddy, I hope you guys find some more wins this season. But
That shocked
we'll
me.
have to see. Games to watch in week 4. Let's talk about that a little bit as we look on. And the week ahead. It should be a fun one. As always, Mr. Sparks has his Bears going out to the Badlands.
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? Yeah.
Well, Badlands is like the Dakotas, but
No. What do they call it there? They called it the
just like a Big Apple in New York, but
because they don't play in New York. They play in New Jersey.
oh, that's right. Well, whatever it is, but yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game. Bucks and Chiefs this week, so a rematch of the Super Bowl from a couple years ago.
Yep, that'll be a good one. I think Los Angeles and San Fran will be a good one too.
Oh, yep, NFC
They always
Championship.
play each other tough. Now, an interesting one I think that actually probably is sliding under a bunch of people's radars, but we just mentioned them, is the Jacksonville versus Philadelphia.
That could be a good one. I mean, on paper,
Could be a good
Philadelphia
Doug
blows
Peterson
them out, right?
back in town.
Oh, yeah, that's a good storyline.
Yeah. And he kind of constructed that Super Bowl team. And, he's coming back to Philly, a tough place to play, a tough place to be part of, and on the other offense. But, Philly fans are unforgiving. But
Oh gosh,
like
yes, they are.
unlike us Packer fans, we give hugs when we need to.
Oh, as you hate
Everybody
Zadarius
loves
Smith.
us.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, I saw that tweet. Someone saying like these Packers fans are annoying. They're barking in my ear, and there was someone taking a picture over the shoulder, going, "We're so likable." That was funny.
That was from Tampa. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, Zadarius Smith. Whatever you want to do, buddy. Whatever you want to do.
Does Doug
play for
Peterson
the-
fold the Philly special on Philly? Does he get Evan Ingram running around and have him throw the ball over to Trevor
that would
Lawrence?
be hot.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hot.
You think Evan Ingram's throwing passes right now in practice?
Oh,
That'd be kinda
maybe
funny.
Getting the old wing
the arm
loose a
warm,
little
yep.
bit. Yep.
The Uncle Rico. I used to throw this football over them their mountains.
See them mountains over there. But let's talk about the final subject, kind of in
Oh.
NFL. And this is a touchy one. Because how pathetic is this? The NFL announced no more Pro Bowl, even though it was basically a touch football game. Now they're going to go to flag football in a skills competition, ladies and gentlemen. How embarrassing has it gotten? Come on, people. Let the players, I know why it is, because they make so much money, they don't want to get hurt in the offseason. What happened to the days of Sean Taylor blowing somebody up along the sideline?
That was legendary.
Just hard hitting knocks. The Pro Bowl used to be something you wanted to watch. Now it's something that, if it's even on in the background while you're taking a nap, that would be a good thing. But it's not. Usually not. I haven't watched in years. It's because the total lack of, respect and honestly just taken away from the sport.
Like you said.
Did you see my idea though? Did you see my idea?
I did see your idea.
Punt, pass, and kick competition on national television.
I would watch
that.
Oh yeah.
I'd see what kid's going to be the next Packers quarterback.
Or what happened to quarterbacks throwing the ball as far as they could? I mean, it's one throw. How bad is it going to be? And then you try and
they
see.
don't want to throw their arm out and that
My
sort of
goodness.
thing.
Mahomes does it every freaking practice or every warm up before the game. It's like I understand. Maybe don't go all out, but injury prevention, yes. But I mean, they don't even have a game anymore. That's like the NBA All-Star game going. Yeah,
Last year is
just the
touch
skills.
football.
Yeah, it was,
Yep,
and now it literally is. Now it's flag football. So now we
It's
get that.
flags. Corey, we should go sign up, see if we can't get out there.
We should play. That's
should
why
go
we got
take
the
a
eye
flight
black.
out.
Put the eye black on.
Yep, there you go.
There we go.
Nobody. I mean, you're not going to get hurt. You
No.
could, but
Well, yeah, no. You know what? Oh,
playing flags.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe Joey Bosa will grab the flag and just throw me off the sideline or something. Who knows?
Just grab your belt and toss you.
Yeah, just toss me by the belt. Maybe I don't want to play flag football with them.
Oh, I want to play flag.
You go do it. I'll watch you.
I would
I'll
do
record
it.
it
I
like
would
a
do it.
proud parent.
Wow.
There he is.
Johnny's day in the NFL.
Johnny's first day.
Yep, of NFL football.
There it is.
Sign me up. Sign me up. Let's go to our new subject, and that's QB roulette. Corey Sparks. Let's have a spin of that wheel. Let's see what quarterbacks we get.
Let's do it.
I'm the more harsh one. Corey's a little bit nicer than I am. I have to say the name. I can't read that on my screen.
This
but
is
go
true.
ahead.
We'll spin it here. Goods, bads of a player. We'll give them a grade, and what should their expectation be? Baker Mayfield. Okay.
Jeez.
That's an interesting one.
Yep. Expectation and everything else. Want me to go first, or do you want?
You can go. Goods and bads, grade, and then expectation. What do you got?
Goods and bads. Not a lot of good. A lot of bad. But coming in, I thought he's going to be okay. I thought didn't think he was going to be great. I wanted to see him prove coward wrong, but clearly he has not. Baker, I really had confidence for you week 1 to beat your Browns.
Yeah, you did.
You've been a mess since you came into the league. You're not as bad as Johnny Manziel being a mess, but you're not as Johnny Manziel, I think, almost had more likability on the field.
Yeah, there's a case
Mayfield.
for that.
But nonetheless, Baker, he's got a good arm, but it's not very accurate. And then he's his pocket presence. He's a lot of swatted balls. He hasn't learned how to play like Drew Brees did, with a shorter stature. And that's been what's killing him because, he just hasn't been able to see the field quite as well. Drew Brees, kind of moved back a little bit further, kind of opened up some space for himself in the pocket and managed to find a way. I don't think Baker's doing that quite right. And he just hasn't been doing that, frankly, for the last couple of years. I think that his rookie season, he looked fine, but, last couple of years, he's just been kind of a mess. We had the big expectation of the Browns going to the Super Bowl and that sort of thing. So overall, you're on the Panthers, not a lot of support there. You got, very few weapons, CMC.
And DJ Moore, I guess. Yeah.
And DJ Moore at receiver, but that would be about it. As far as I'm concerned. Grade-wise, if I'm grading you, I'm sorry, I'm going to be the crabby teacher here. And I'm going to give you a D.
Oh, I'm like, there's no way he gives him a C or anything like that, because I think that's what we put Lawrence at. Okay.
Put Wentz at that.
Or Wentz at that. Oh, a D. A solid, just a D.
It's a D. Like barely on the fritz, of a D minus.
Okay.
Like
just
a 74.
By. So he passes.
Like a 74, yep.
Or 64. Yeah. Okay.
64, whatever.
There you go. I'm like, that's a C, Johnny. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Expectation for this season. No, what do you have any expectations for? No, you're good. You're good.
Just try to make it through the season. Try to get another contract.
Just get it done.
Jeez. It's a mess. Just try to get through it. It's just like I don't think they're gonna make playoffs.
Oh no.
If they go above 500, that would be a happy expectation. But I would be happy if I see, if I was Baker, I'd be happy if I see, hey, you want to come back next year? And then, yeah, sure.
Sure thing.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Good, bads. Good. Talent. Raw talent. He is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. There was a game last year where he threw the ball 65, 70 yards. It was like over the end zone from the other 40. Baker Mayfield is very talented, like extremely talented. I think work ethic is where you start to see things, and that kind of coincides with discipline. I mean, he had some behavioral issues.
State Farm commercials.
Yeah, and the Hulu commercials, right? When he was having his good season. we've seen his highs. He worked under Kevin Stefanski for the third year of his NFL career, so not too long ago. That was the guy who gave Case Keenum his magical season in Minnesota as the QB coach. But now he doesn't have as much talent. You've stripped it all away, and I think you're starting to see the player he really is. There was an issue with Odell not getting the ball. I know you have issues with Odell, but there's tape out there, Johnny, where he's just not looking around.
I have issues with Odell.
Yeah.
I have issues with Odell.
But there's tape out there where Baker Mayfield is not looking around. You know what he is? He's a gunslinger. Gunslingers were great 20, 30, 40 years ago when you did not have tape to look back at and learn from. Now he's still throwing into double coverage. Yes, he can throw it extremely far. You got to read the field. You are the number 1 overall pick in the NFL from a few years ago now. So goods, great arm strength, like you said. Bads, you're not finding your checkdowns. You're getting greedy and you're staring receivers down. Grade D, you are not being brutal. It's a D. Yeah, I mean, I know you're going to be the rougher one on most of these. D. What should we expect? What do I want to happen? For his sake, get a few wins and convince another team to take you on. Expectations, the Panthers are probably going to get 5 to 6 wins. That's probably where they're going to fall. They'll probably be last in that. Oh, it's going to be them or the Falcons, right? Saints and Bucks will be up there.
Birds.
The Dirty Birds. So expectations, 5 or 6 wins. That's Baker. So.
Yeah, not much hope for them.
All right, let's go numero dos. We'll strike these off the list so you won't see Baker again, unfortunately. Sad face. Ooh, okay. Russell Wilson.
Oh, boy.
Let Russ cook.
Let Russ cook, sizzle on a griddle. Let's talk about Russell Wilson this year. He was phenomenal on the Seahawks. He had a lot of good seasons. He's still a great talent, I think, but just doesn't have it quite right now. Hasn't quite figured it out right now in Denver. Some good things about him. He's very mobile. He's got a good arm. He's very accurate. Bad things about him. I don't really have any truly bad things to say about him. I don't believe he's playing at his full capacity right now in Denver. I think he's still adjusting to things, but yeah, he's had a rough start. I'm not going to discredit that.
Yep.
But as a Packer fan, I hated the fact he never gave up. It drove me nuts. He would go to the 5th quarter. He could be down 40-0, and it'd be like, "All right, guys, let's cook, baby, let's cook." And it was like, oh my gosh, like here he comes back out on the field again, ready to go for another drive and likely score. But right now in, Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Yeah, not really riding, more stumbling.
You said that with the straightest face. Okay, sorry. Go on.
You got Jerry Jeudy out there.
Yep.
You got a couple other weapons in your repertoire, but not much. Broncos are, probably on the bottom end of that AFC West. They haven't really shocked anybody. Elway's trying to put something together, hasn't really found it out. I think he's trying to reproduce another like Manning back in 2014-15 team and just try to work with that because he took a veteran and brought him over. But I don't know if it's quite the right position he's in. I do respect him a lot as a quarterback. Like I said, bad things. I don't really have a lot bad to say about him. Sometimes he gets a little ants in his pants and he tries to, I think, force things, which can be troublesome and, turnovers and whatnot. But other than that, like really minimal. As a quarterback, I'll give him I'll be nice here. I'll give him an A-.
Yep. That's fair. Yeah, I love him. That's a really good comparison, actually, to Manning. You win the Super Bowl with, the team that drafted you, and then you go to the Broncos, where have they been? 6, 7, 8, 9 wins. They've kind of been that mid-tier team that just can't break into the playoffs. Quarterback inconsistency. Before Peyton Manning, it was Tim Tebow. Before Russ, it was a bunch of different guys, Drew Lock being the most recent. So, yeah, I would agree. Strengths, so much. I mean, sheer will, inability to give up. Reads the field phenomenally. He acclimates as a shorter quarterback, unlike Baker, who we talked about a little bit ago. He's able to read the field, get outside of the pocket, use his legs for sure. And Bads, I honestly agree with you. It's going to sound like I'm copying you, but he's been trying to force throws to Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. there needs to be trust there. You need to trust your guys in contested situations to be able to moss somebody else, and especially Sutton. That's a big body to be able to do that. But you can't get greedy and try and push everything in a tight window. That's where turnovers start to happen. That's where incompletions happen. I think it's just a matter of team chemistry. He's 3 games in with a completely new team, spent the first decade of his career in Seattle. A-. I like Russ a lot. Expectations, it's a tough division. Try and get 8 or 9 wins. Bring some talent in for next year. Use this year as a stepping stone, and then make that playoff run.
Without a doubt. All right, let's move on, though, to our fan segment of the day. And Mr. Cory Sparks made a beautiful looking full screen there of wings. And we had the great debate of the boneless wing or the bone-in wing, the traditional wings, as they call it. And let's take a look at what some fans had to say this week, Mr. Sparks.
All right, Giselle, thank you for commenting. Boneless wings are glorified chicken nuggets. I agree. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice when you wear a white shirt, though.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay, I see the argument here. So you're saying bone-in is way messier?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you could just stab a fork in these. That's kind of
right.
what it is. But what's different? How is it a wing? How is it not a nugget? Couldn't you just...
Well, what does it matter if it's a nugget or if it's a wing?
Well, I almost want to disqualify it from this whole debate. It's not a wing. The question
Well, it
was
is a
better
wing.
wings.
They put the sauce on it. They still have
Sauced up
the
nuggets.
chicken in it. Oh, wow. Chicken nuggets. I knew I had the harder side.
Yeah, yeah. So Johnny's boneless.
That's all right. I'm boneless wings, so I'll talk about it. Boneless wings, a lot cleaner to eat, Giselle. Not gonna go on a date with the guy and then try to shake hands after when he's got wing sauce all over his fingers. It's a lot easier to do it when you scoop it up with or poke it with a fork and knock it down the throat.
There you go.
Boneless wings. We'll move on to the next one.
All right. This is Anime Del Rio. This is my girlfriend. Thank you for commenting. Just nuggets. They are frauds. Strong words. I like it.
Oh, well, I think that one's a little bit of a bias.
What are you talking about? Oh, we had Chandler on here earlier.
Chandler likes both of us.
That's true. Well,
frauds. I think frauds is the wrong word. I think chicken nuggets are boneless wings, and chicken nuggets are 2 different things. You don't go to McDonald's for wings. You go for them for McNuggies.
You can make those nuggets into wings by this standard. You just dip them in some sauce, and then you stab it.
Oh?
With a fork.
You stab it with a fork.
Or
a knife.
No,
whatever.
Kebab the knife.
Whatever you want to use.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Katie Kohler. More convenient. She was referring to boneless. That's fair. Okay.
True. You could keep them like Napoleon Dynamite in your pocket.
Oh,
you put
like
it in
the
a plastic
curds?
Bag.
Oh, you
no,
can
not
Napoleon.
the curds. The tater tots.
Oh, the tots. Oh, I am okay.
Touch my tots.
I'm a fake fan.
You could carry them in your pocket.
Get your own.
People like Cory don't kick the side of your leg and smash them on your leg. But
great movie.
Boneless wings are more convenient. You just pop them right in. Bam.
Great movie.
You don't have to sit there and pick, and you don't get the weird slimy end things like that sort of thing that you can't get the meat off. Good observation there, Katie.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate you. Maddie, when you are trying to eat wings and you're hungry, when you eat bone-in, it's a fight to eat them. You're fighting
fight.
Maddie, are you fighting your bone-in wings? But with boneless, you can just stick a fork in them and go. This sounds violent. So it's like, if you can't stick a fork in them, they're fighting you back.
I feel like she surrounds her plate when she eats with the arms and just scoops it in.
This sounds very, Maddie, this sounds like old age, like hunter-gatherer, like you have to be able to stab it.
Like old primal sort of thing.
You have to chase it down and then you can eat it.
Yep, you have to hunt it down. And
I like it.
You have to fight it
to eat it. And then with a boneless one, you can just kebab it. And they're much less messy, kind of what Johnny's been saying. That's fair. All right, that's fair. That made me laugh. I didn't realize how primal that sounded until I read it, but it's kind of like, Maddie, I hope you're not losing any food wars.
She's wearing a fur coat and running around in the woods
and going after it.
Wings. Yeah, going after it.
Thank you for
And
your
somebody
comment.
walks by, you check on, and
That is perfect. Matt Sherman. Matt is 2 for 2. He took my side with the pancakes and waffles debate. And
Matt,
now
come
he's
on,
bone
Matt.
in. Matt's on the right side here. Bone in all the way.
Matt is a damn fool.
Matt, Matt, I agree. Bone in all the
Matt, I
way.
called your name a lot in college for baseball.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing here? He gave you.
I'm just messing with you, buddy. Bone in all the way. You know, you can have it your way. Go to BK.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that. You said have it your way. I'm like, did he just quote something? All right.
Probably get copyrighted for that.
Oof. No, it's fine. From one Matt to another, I think they are more versatile, referring to boneless wings. They are, because it's a wing, but it's not a wing. It's also a nugget.
Yeah, you could put them in a taco.
What?
You could make spicy tacos out of them.
Oh. Oh yeah, if you like ground it up. What you're putting your wings in taco? That's like
Make
like
little nuggets.
let me put my hot dog in your hamburger. Like that sounds wrong. I'm not gonna repeat that. But
I put my hot dog in your hamburger.
no,
That
you
sounds a little
I didn't mean it like that.
panic, if I might say so myself.
You're putting your
Cory,
wings in a taco. Have you tried that?
You could do a lot of things with chicken.
Oh? Okay. All right.
Now trying to make it all gross
All right.
on me, Sparks. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Crafted.q, Derek K. Wonderful catering business in Northern Illinois. Can't shout you guys out enough. Bone in. No regrets. Oh, I just realized you said regrets and not regrets. Good stuff, Derek. I like the. So
no Millers.
No regrets. There we go. Yeah, no regrets. Oh, we talked about this fellow before. Chandler.
Oh boy, Chandler.
He agrees with you. Who wants to piss around with
Chandler,
a bone?
buddy.
Exactly.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Chandler. You said who wants
Chandler,
to mess around
baby.
with a bone?
Yeah, Chandler, my man.
Is it really that difficult? You just eat around the bone. I think it tastes better. It's a certain texture.
You probably don't even know how to do the real easy way and break the one end and then slide it through.
No, I've done that. I'm team bone in. Of course I know how to do that.
I understand, but let's not act like I'm just trying to fight for my boneless brothers.
And you know what? Chandler's one of them. Thank you, Chandler.
Boneless brothers, Chandler. Boneless brothers.
BB. Bennett Clark. Bennett, nice to see you on here again. Thank you for commenting. This time I have no reasoning other than it just feels right, and he was referring to bone in. Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Bennett.
I was gonna say, what is he referring to?
No, I had to ask him after this. It's not in frame. You're gonna have to trust the scout's honor here, Johnny. He was referring to bone in. I had to check his vote, but thank you, Bennett and Guyon, my favorite Bears fan. It's less messy for the boneless. Plus, this is America. People be lazy. It's not wrong.
That's right.
It's less work. It's less work than the
Too
technique.
bad you're a Bears fan.
Oh,
I feel bad for you.
You just.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, look at poor Sparks over there.
Look at poor Sparks.
So innocent.
Look at poor Sparks. Goodness.
Oh, that's right. Let's move on to our final segment of the day. That's Grind My Gears. Grinds My Gears. Sparks, why don't we start with you? Actually, we'll run through these, then we'll talk about what grinds our gears this week.
Sorry. So, yeah, I bleeped these out because there was swearing in it. But people talk blank while being completely wrong about what they're talking about. Also, Ian Happ haters. So, Jack Lunt, he wants to go into baseball management, wants to be front office. Huge Cubs fan, but he's working for the Brewers this summer. He seems like he likes it. But he doesn't like Ian Happ haters. What do you think of Ian Happ, Johnny? I mean, you're a Cubs fan as well.
I don't mind him.
I think he's great.
He's a good player. Am I gonna put him on the All-Star roster? No. He's got a Cubs shirt on.
He was an All-Star this year. I like.
I know he was, but
I know what you're
Ian
saying.
Happ, he's not like a consistent. I wouldn't say All-Star, but yeah, he's a good player. I don't mind him.
Yeah, switch hitting outfielder. He's got some pop to the bat. He'll steal a few bags here. Ian Happ haters grind our gears as well. Thank you for submitting. This is Lee, basically my uncle.
Oh.
MLB umps. This is a rant, Johnny. You can see the text on this one.
I was gonna say
They are letting it out. This is what we want. It's therapeutic. MLB umpires trying to make the game about themselves. Joe West and Angel Hernandez. Oh, we know those names. Are the worst, but now you can add John Tumpane. Okay, I might be mispronouncing that. I actually don't know that one. I haven't been watching too much baseball the last couple of weeks. Who calls 3 balks in the same inning in the same at bat? Wow. None were balks at that. That was seriously some gear grinding blankery.
How could he call 3 blocks in the same at bat?
How is that possible? Well, no, so the batter doesn't get anything. You just keep advancing the base runner.
I know, but
that's weird. You can edit that and remove the naughty word.
Who was the pitcher in that? Who was the pitcher in that?
I'll have to look that one up. I've been watching baseball, but it's mostly been following the Aaron Judge, story, right? Or the Albert Pujols story. They're the headline stealers.
Well, was he pumping the gas? Was he pumping the gas? Is that what the pitcher was doing?
It's got to be something blatant, but wouldn't you go up and correct it?
Pump it. You pump it like the Kent Murphy
the Kent Murphy. Oh my gosh, you watched that too.
Yeah, pump the gas, take it over the head.
Liar.
Dip,
okay.
Down,
so
right in the middle.
Marlins pitcher. So yeah, Marlins pitcher got called for 3 career balks. First 3 career balks in one at bat. Wow.
What was he doing? Twitching?
I don't know. So I worked for a college. I'll make this very quick. Worked for a college summer ball team. This past summer, and there's an argument out there that a lot of people have started to make on Reddit subreddit. Some umpires will call balks, Johnny, just to make it look like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I clearly saw that balk. Not many people are going to call that balk out, so I know what I'm doing. So maybe it's a power move. I don't know. I
think balks could be removed for the most part,
unless it's something horrible.
Intentionally going forward with it.
Yeah, it's to protect the base runner, though.
I get that, but most pitchers have a nuance that they go through with their feet, and how you chewing your nail.
But nonetheless, okay, but what about this, right? The purpose of the balk. They go through the entire windup. This is probably very unhealthy, but after they take their step and they propel onto their front foot, they flip the ball over to first. The batter's gone.
Let them tear an ACL and see what happens.
Jeez. All right, last one.
All right.
Chandler again. He brought this one up a while ago, but he's been a repeat commenter, which I love. Thank you so much, Chandler. Please keep it up.
Chandler's been a crabby little sock.
Oh my gosh. The rule where you have a runner on second in the MLB for extra innings sucks. So California
I don't mind
rule.
That one.
It speeds the game up, right? I think the whole purpose for baseball right now, we're gonna get a pitch clock that's been being experimented with in the minors. Bigger bases. Don't ask me the significance of that one. But yeah, the California rule, we're not seeing 17-inning games anymore where people go to a game at 7, have work at 8 in the morning, and they're at the game until 2. So I don't hate it, Chandler. I get it. It's more of a traditional thing.
I can't agree with that one.
But I get where you're coming from.
What
grinds my gears? Yeah. I would say this Lonzo Ball injury right now. We'll start going into basketball when the season actually starts. We're talking about playoff baseball and football. Lonzo Ball had what was initially classified as a knee bruise, and he is still recovering and just had another surgery. So I want my defensive-oriented guard back, and I hope he's back for the beginning of the season. But clock is ticking, buddy, and you just had surgery. I know it's no fault of his own, but it's just a frustrating part of my head right now. So I feel better. There it is. Tell us what grinds your gears in the comments.
My grinding gears, it's always a funnier one than it's Mr. Sparks. Sparks always goes for something real.
Wow.
Did you know it came out with pumpkin spice Twinkies? Filling is pumpkin spice.
Oh, I only heard spice. I thought you said frickin' spice. Oh, pumpkin spice Twinkie. Why might that not be bad?
They're not.
I should give you some.
I couldn't eat them because
you did try.
Somebody brought it into work, but I just couldn't do it because I was like, you can't pumpkin spice everything. Soon we're gonna have a pumpkin spice banana, and all sorts of things. Hey, they have these new tomatoes. They're purple, and they're supposed to last longer. They're genetically modified.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole article on it for the news. But they're purple tomatoes, and they're supposed to have a longer shelf life. But when are we going to stop with this pumpkin spice? Have you seen pumpkin spice gum? I haven't seen that, but I would expect it's out.
It's got to be a thing. There's the milkshake, there's the coffee. Twinkie. I have not heard of that one. That's new. I don't know if it's too far. The purple tomatoes is interesting though. For longevity.
Yeah, they're new genetically modified tomato that comes out. But pumpkin spice, ladies and gentlemen, we need to keep it under control here.
Keep it under control. I love it.
It's just pumpkin spice. Why do we need to have it everywhere we go?
Seasonal affair.
But, season. It's fall, spooky season. But, just the pumpkin spice it's been a movement. And it's just a nonstop movement. Maybe I should get on board. Maybe I'm being the stubborn stick in the mud. But the turtle on the log.
Maybe you're grinding the gears of all the pumpkin spice fans, Johnny. Maybe this
There's
is
probably a lot of pumpkin spice hate or lovers out there that are gonna hate me right now. That's okay. I don't need to have my pumpkin spice. Keep it off my plate.
Keep it off my plate. All right.
All right, well, that will just about do it for Across Enemy Lines Week 4 episode number 4. Where, it's been a fun one. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hope to bring you more content more often, and keep on moving forward with this podcast and making it so much more than it is. So signing off for Cory Sparks, I'm Jonny Samp. Have a fantastic week, Packers fans, Bears fans. I'll let Sparks take it over.
Bear down, baby.
Bear down or down bear. Go Pack, go.
It's in the palm of my hands. When will we realize that we'll turn out fine?